We both are from Yubico. So my name is Thorsten Chytrek. I'm the channel manager at Yubico and responsible for the CEE region. So not just only Hungary, but also for the rest of the CEE area. My colleague, Daniel Stopp, is responsible for managing the solution engineering side, supporting me today. So we want to show you something about Yubico. Is it working? Can you hear me well? Great. Yeah, saying that, before we are starting with the Yubico content, I just want to highlight the effort Yubico and Clico is doing. And we are not just only acting together here in Hungary, but also working with the whole Clico organization in the whole CEE region. That is meaning that we are having started our collaboration 3 years ago with the headquarter in Poland. And we are seeing that we have some focus countries where Hungary is, of course, one of them. So just to keep in mind, any project, cross-border project, global project can be managed together with Clico. And we have our famous contact in Clico. This is Andras Nemes. So if any questions are coming up you want to address directly with our contact, with Andras, please reach out to him. And he's very well connected with us and can also supporting you for any customer requests, technical requests, proof of concepts, whatever you are being interested into it. What we have prepared for today. Not that much, but quite intensive. We want to show you a bit about the cybersecurity landscape in Hungary. We want to highlight the new product of Yubico. It is not just only a product anymore, it's becoming a service. Yubico as a service. So when we are thinking about MFA, selling a typical hardware authenticator, now we are having that extended to provide also the delivery, the pre-registration, make it ready that the end user can start immediately working with a hardware token authenticator. And last but not least, how we are making sure that you're becoming passwordless. So Yubico is the standard for become passwordless in the authentication era. About Yubico, I'm not sure if you have heard about Yubico or all you here. So just a short highlight on the topics Yubico is staying in for. The global heritage is since 2007 founded. We are being European company, headquarters located in Sweden. So also following European regulations, that is also fitting into that story that you are working with a vendor who is coming from the European Union. We have been expanded to the US, working with the big giants like Google, Apple, Microsoft together. Sold over 40 million keys worldwide. We are being the founder or co-founder from the FIDO standard, Fast Identity Online. Very important when we are talking about passwordless authentication. And we are being, of course, also the hardware authentication leader in the market. There are also competition in the market, but we are almost the only one who can tell that we are being from the European region and having the most highest quality standard in our product itself. Thinking about the strategy when you are becoming, or when MFA is becoming important. The IT security environment is changing or has been changed already. We need to think about the complexity which we are being faced with in the network environments. So the heterogeneous network environments are content out of security, mobility, networking, applications. This needs to get managed into one holistic IT concept. So it becomes quite complex. And of course, authentication into this networking is not that easiest anymore. Hybrid infrastructures. So we have the legacy systems in place, still valid, still there, still good. We have mobility investments. We have car solutions in place, or cars environments, cloud as a service. So a complete mix of heterogeneous, homogeneous infrastructures, cloud-based accounts, but also managing the legacy systems. Business and private applications are getting mixed up. So when you're using a mobile phone, Typically, you have your private application, you have business application. You need to make sure that you do not mixing that up, and that is your authentication, everything is working well. Avoid image damages. Yeah? If there is something going wrong, make sure the company gets not avoided with that. So as you can see, the IT security needs to take account for a lot of huge problems we have been not faced long time ago. And finally, but not least, of course, artificial intelligence. This is another story when we are seeing threats in the market, almost all of them getting powered by AI attacks. So not anymore a hacker with a hoodie is sitting somewhere in the corner, is trying to get entering an account. But today it is about AI agents which are doing their job and are going to unsecure the digital identities. A quite complex slide, but this is focusing on the Hungary region, and that's why I tried to put that into one slide instead of using different slides for that. Important and to highlight here is that for the Hungary area, we are seeing key threats in the market which are awesome. That means phishing is still on the scope of all the hacker attacks which are going on. Counting that together on the threat landscape in Hungary, that is what you can see in the middle of that slide, even 79% of the attacks targets are getting to the employees, meaning to the accounts of these employees. 48% of them are at least phishing attacks. So in total, we are being faced in that environment, in the threat landscape, with almost 80% of phishing attacks. So a hacker is not anymore hacking an account. A hacker is going to steal the credentials to log in easily into that account. And that is what we need to get protected before. Yeah, many more information on that. Defense priorities, I think you are being well aware, you are being experts in that environment, you are being expert in the cybersecurity story. Let's think that down, how complex it is and how the cybersecurity landscape in Hungary is going forward. In summary, that is what I'm already said. 80% of the security breaches are caused by stolen credentials. Most important point. And when we are stripping that down also to your region here, and that has been faced during the last election, 60,000 plus attempts per day on critical and essential infrastructures. So that means that is not just a one-time activity, it's a regular activity, automated process, AI-driven, that these attacks are happening. And if there is no protection in place, if there is no zero trust in place, if you're not following NIS2 or the regulations, the chances are high in getting attacked and to get caused by that stolen credentials as well. All right. NIS2 is a topic in the whole European Union. NIS2 is saying we have to comply to regulations, or we have to be compliant in regulations for the whole European cybersecurity environments. So also here, it is clear, NIS2 is transposed in the Hungarian law. Not sure how your customers are bothering you in having that regulation in place or following that regulations. Just keep in mind why that is matter. It is because of the resilience and the improvement in the incident reporting. Sorry. It is also to ensure the business continuity. We are seeing that a lot of other countries, it becoming more and more important. Governmental institution, public institution, they are all have to following them. Third-party supply chain deliverer, which are working together with governments, needs to following that regulations. We can help with that because at the end of the day, it is implication MFA as well, so multi-factor authentication. So NIS2 is saying the fundamental security is, or the directive is also MFA as a fundamental security measurement. So it needs to take into consideration when you are talking about a zero trust cybersecurity chain. First critical steps: implement MFA, multi-factor authentication. Let you see MFA risks also on that list. So SNMP, OTPs, one-time passwords, SMB push notifications are not phishing resistant, meaning we need to think about or switching our thoughts about how we are talking about MFA. It should become phishing resistant. And this is possible by using FIDO with a hardware token where the pass key management is on the key, will be per hand change in the representative way connected with the public side. The gold standard, that is how we are telling that, is phishing resistant MFA included into NIS2. All right. Fast-track NIS2 compliance with YubiKeys. So anywhere where your customers are being today, we are happy supporting you in starting, migrating a professional MFA, a phishing-resistant MFA into your journey. So we can start by using customers or having customers which are still in the password login environment. We have a multi-protocol key in place which is covering OTPs. We can do smart card PIF. We can do FIDO. So we have a lot of options within one hardware token. So you can start wherever you want, also to managing the existing legacy systems. But journey or becoming a journey in that way to go into passwordless, coming to a single device, passkey or smart card device by using a YubiKey passwordless. And typically we are starting talking about that with our privileged access accounts or users which are using privileged access accounts, mobile restricted environments where you're not allowed to use mobile authentication or authenticators. But as well, we need to take care about shared workstations, remote workforce, the whole office, third-party access by the supply chain to get them as well protected, and also the end customers. So we can help in the journey of becoming passwordless and phishing resistant. Any questions on that? Please reach out to us. We are being here the whole day. And if you are being interested to have an individual discussion, we are happy to following up with you. Good. Password that is here. I take it me short because Daniel wants also to show some exciting news about Yubico, just to make sure you're getting a complete picture. We are having implementations in place with more than 1,000 technology partnerships. So you can adapt Yubico and our Yubico hardware tokens with thousands of different technologies, easily just with the board environment of these technology partners, even it is Windows, even it is Linux or Mac or Apple, it is already included. You just need to activate the security key to get authenticated with a YubiKey. There's a list of which partners we are being engaged with. It is yubico.com works with YubiKey. You can following that link and you can see if you have a technology in place where we are being already ready to go. Finally, my slide for now is just the portfolio. Just getting an idea how our YubiKeys are set up. We have 10 different form factors. On the left side, you see the YubiKey 5 series. The YubiKey 5 series are covering, or is a multi-protocol key. We are covering all the typical authentication protocols. So having the passwordless, phishing-resistant FIDO2, U2F in place, but also PIF for smart card environments. But we can also do the OTPs on that world, or also OpenPGB is included. Different form factors for different devices, so you can have the choice, but also NFC is active and available for these keys, so contactless authentication with your laptop or your mobile phone. Then we have the bioseries, biometric. This is another key, including the biometric fingerprint authentication. This is releasing then the PIN. And last but not least, the security key on the very right side. This is just only managing the FIDO credentials for your cloud-based accounts. A very short overview about the portfolio. We have also a display on our table. If you're being interested, please visit us over there, and then we can have a look into more details here. So this is my part for now. I am happy handing over to Daniel. Daniel, would be fantastic to give us a better idea what is going on when a customer wants to get 5,000 keys and nobody knows how I can roll out that keys to the end user. Go ahead.
Thank you, Thorsten. Yeah, exactly. This is the question we mostly came over after a customer bought YubiKeys. The question came up how to deploy this to our users, how to enroll this to the users, and what should the users do with them. It is mostly starting into become a huge project, and I'd like to show you all how this could run and how we can assist you. So we have the possibility to support you in a journey completely from start to the end user. We do everything, all the services around this, and support your company mostly to have this as a good journey. So let's think about a bit how could it run. So Thorsten already talked about what a YubiKey is. It's a multi-factor authentication key, but typically what should a user do? And if you think about what we all know, it's a, I call it credit card experience. So we get a bank card from our bank and get it via letter or mail, and on a second mail you get a PIN letter as well. So, and every user knows, okay, I got my credit card, I got my PIN, I have to put it into the cash machine, and it works. I get my money, everything is fine. And that would be the idea with multi-factor authentication as well. So the best thing would be if the user gets 2 letters or two mails, one with the key, one with the PIN, and he could work. It would be the best dream for us. And this is something we worked on is with YubiKey as a service, and we have a service, it's called FIDO pre-registration. So this means that we can just enroll YubiKeys with active passkeys, so with active FIDO credentials on a YubiKey before we ship them. So this means in our factory in Stockholm, all YubiKeys will be produced. We produce today around about 80,000 keys per day. And we can just pre-configure these keys with a credential for a specific user, which only need as in advance the PIN letter. And then with the key and the PIN letter, he is able to work with this. And this is even something I like to show you later in my presentation. For now, how could be an onboarding scenario be solved in a sample environment, I would say. So typically, in the past, it was often so that it's a huge IT project or administrators has to enroll the multi-factor authentication. What we do now is that we integrate this in an ITSM service tool or even in workflows that, for example, when a new employee is hired, HR can manage to order YubiKey with active credentials on it. So IT doesn't need to be involved anymore. It's only an ordering process to order a new key. It will be shipped to the user's home or to the office. We will program this key, deliver this key, and for the user it's just he get a key in an envelope, he get a second envelope with a letter how it works, and he only has to enter it or to enter it in a notebook and is able to access his Windows machine, for example. The user will get just, as I already mentioned, an envelope with a YubiKey in, and this is something I like to demonstrate now here. So is there any volunteer who like to see the experience, how it works, who like to become here our volunteer and to test this and show all the others how it works, how simple it is, and how easy it could be for your employees? You will get this envelope where the YubiKey is in, you have to unpack, and then as well, exactly, now it's on. So it's just a white envelope. If you order multiple keys at the same time, there will be the username on it, so you can hand it out or you can just ship it to the user's home. Oh, it's a bit harder to unpack, I see. Yeah. Exactly, you unpack the YubiKey, you can plug it in here. Yeah, we wait until the other users will... Oh, I've tested before. Exactly. Why is it not here? Okay. So we see now a Windows login. Just use the keyboard here.
Yeah, okay.
That's better.
Does it work? Why is not connection there?
I don't know. I showed here in the round, you see the Windows 11 login screen, and it shows 3 lines of entering a PIN. It's just the existing PIN, because the PIN we deliver is only a one-time PIN, which is entered. Keyboard is not. No, it's okay. Yeah, sorry. We do it like this. So it is only a transport PIN, which works only once. So at the first time of use, the user needs to change the PIN. That's important for security, so that only the user knows the PIN at the end of the day. And even it's easier for the user that he has defined a PIN which only he knows. It only needs to be 6. Minimum length of 6. It should be fine. Yeah, tabulator. And again, press enter. And that's it. And now you need to touch the key. And you are logged in for Windows. So this is something like... No. It says touch the key. Okay, sorry. Touch the key. Oh. And enter the PIN. Okay. Oh, yeah? I know.
Oh, the Wi-Fi started off.
It was he. We have turned Wi-Fi off.
Oh.
I discussed with Benz already, because he liked to see offline demo, how it works with online login.
I have nothing on the screen.
Yeah, that's not good. Touch the key, and then...
Yeah,
okay. Yes. 100%, but welcome.
Okay.
No. Computer is not only signed in.
You should, then you have to look for.
Exactly. Switch user.
Yes.
So, let's get see.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, touch the key. And now the protection user, I called it protection user because it's a demo user of the day. It's the first login for Windows now for this user, downloading the local profile of the user, and that's it. Yeah. Thanks for your for your volunteer and for the time. Yeah, it was a bit complicated here. I'll put this down. Could you go back to the presentation?
Yeah, unfortunately it doesn't work to show that on the screen, but as we just practiced that, it is the easiest way getting authenticated. And just keep in mind, you are becoming a new employee, you need to go following the compliance regulations of a new company. And the easiest, you don't need to get in touch with the IT department, you will get sent a key, you will get a letter, and you can start immediately working. This is the user experience we are offering with that.
Can you please log in again? Otherwise we don't have... Now we are back, exactly. So what I can show you here is a 2 seconds video. I unskip this slide. Typically we do this in the presentation, but as it not worked, I can show you this slideshow. So this is what we have seen at the notebook directly. He just entered the PIN, which was on the letter, and then he has to enter 2 times his private PIN, has to enter, touch the key, and then he's logged on. This is what, unfortunately, was not to seen at the Beamer. I don't know why yet. But that's the simplest user experience you can give. And I think this is one major point. If you introduce a MFA solution, independent if it is FIDO, smart card, or OTP, it must be simple for the user. And the user acceptance is a key point at this thing, that it will run in your whole organization and gives you then even the security. So if we're talking about YubiKey as a service and what are the advantages? So one thing is, mostly as we're doing the whole service, including setting up the keys, shipping the keys, it's for you or for your IT department mostly a thing where you can really save money, because you don't have to enroll users, you don't have to reset passwords for users, users don't forget their passwords, so you have a really good return on invest. You don't have to go for founding for unplanned projects expenses, because everything is included. It comes with professional services, so our professional service guys will do the integration into the Entra, for example, of the customer. The customers will get a customer success manager as single point of contact, which even gives you a 24/7 support line where you have a priority support if you are Yubico as a service customer. Which runs 24/7, 365 days a week, a year. And you can choose just from the form factors Thorsten already presented at the time of delivery. There's even one advantage. If you go for Yubico as a service, you have not to choose the form factor upfront. You can choose for each user which key is the right key for the user. It could be a nano, it could be an NFC key, or just a bio key. You only have to choose upfront of the tier. We have different tiers, which is shown here. So we have 3 different tiers. We have the base tier, which are the FIDO keys only. We have the advanced tier, which contains all the 5 series keys, so all the different form factors. And then we have a compliance tier, which contains the FIPS keys as well as the bio keys. And in addition, one extra benefit, or I think it's one huge benefit, is if you decide for Yubico as a service, you have every year a 25% replacement of every key. So this of every key. So this means if you license 1,000 users, you get every year 250 extra keys. So in case of users losing the keys, if you have employees changing around or hiring new employees, you get extra keys every year, which can be used for enrolling new users or replacing users and so on. And then for the enrollment, we have just 2 technologies. One is the so-called Yubico FIDO pre-reg. That's the possibility which I have shown you, where you get an envelope with a pre-configured key. But if you need to enroll a key really fast, because typically if someone loses the key, or you have now someone new which is VIP, which needs the key today. We know all the scenarios, how it runs, and mostly it's at the point where you don't have the possibility to do it. There's also a tool available. It's called Yubi Enroll. With this Yubi Enroll tool, you can enroll a Yubi key on behalf of. So this means that an administrator can enroll the key for someone else. And then for the user, it's the same experience like you have seen already. But it's done by the local IT staff. So you have not to order the key from our side. It is not a delivery from Stockholm to Hungary to Budapest, for example, which takes normally something like 2 to 3 days. But you could enroll the key directly by yourself online. And if you order keys, so we deliver at around about 90% of the world. Mostly all countries are available. We cannot ship to Russia and to China mostly, and some countries in Africa, but the rest of the world is available. So this depends on export regulations mostly. And the important thing is that you create phishing-resistant users from day one. So the idea is just every user should be able to start without a password. And this is the major advantage of using a YubiKey with FIDO. The user has to have a Windows password anymore, and he also don't need to know his Windows account credentials in addition. He has a key, he has a PIN, and he can log on. This is the important thing we like to transport here and like to know you all. So stop account takeovers now and deploy phishing-resistant MFA from Yubico. Thanks for your time.